In somewhat recent news, The Last of Us Remastered was announced and slated for release on the PS4. This is all good news for PS4 owners that have yet to play the game, but a slap in the face to PS4 owners who bought the full-priced game just a tad over a year ago. While we can argue that it's always a good thing when a game releases, we have pondered the question of if The Last of Us Remastered is part of that category. What is bothersome about this release is that it is a cry for more money. A game that was already wildly successful just about a year old is setting itself for a re-release for another large chunk of change. What is the most upsetting about this is that it is a game that the developers were fully aware that next-gen console were coming soon when it was being made, but still decided to release the game and slate itself for a re-release for more money just 1 year later. Another unsettling fact about The Last of Us Remastered is the simple fact that they are considering a game that released just over a year ago to be refurbished enough to re-release. Yes, next-gen technology is considered better than previous-gen, but is that a big enough difference to make a game that is a year old worthy of a re-release? There are plenty of games that started up the generation of Xbox 360 and PS3 that would be far more deserving of a re-release than The Last of Us, and yet Sony feels the need to ride off the success of last year. Let's look into the future of gaming and ask ourselves if re-releases of games only a year old is truly what we want to support. Of course, The Last of Us Remastered is not the only game hopping on board with this trend, as Tomb Raider already paved the way for this, as well as a Grand Theft Auto V release. This is something we should see die down over the next while, as the next-gen consoles are still new, but it is felt that The Last of Us is stepping over a very blurred line of purity. The PS4 is on top, and for that they are getting away with selling and reselling a game to stay there instead of present players with the new stuff we crave.